وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to the new video tutorial of Madinah Arabic Book 1. We are currently in Part 3 of Lesson 5. We will continue from where we left off last time, which was the dialogue at the beginning of the lesson. Sa'idun. Sa'id is asking, قلم من هذا يا علي? The pen of whom is this, O Ali? Here, the إضافة combination is قلم من, the pen of whom. قلم is مضاف and man is مضاف إليه. Remember from the last lesson that the ism man is mabni, so we don't see an apparent case ending in man, even though we know it is coming in place of majroor ism here. Also, take a look at how the harfun nida ya is affecting ism aliyu. The tanween is dropped and we are reading it as ya aliyu, not ya aliyun. You may have noticed by now that we are not trying to find the mubtada and khabar of the question sentences. We are intentionally doing so because the question sentences may be a bit confusing for us at this stage of learning, and we don't want to confuse ourselves with it for now. The good news is that we can still learn the bulk of the grammar rules without having to deal with questions. Later on, when we are ready, we will start looking more into it, inshallah. But for now, let's not worry about it, okay? Aliyun is responding, هذا قلم المدرس. This is the pen of the teacher. We know that this is the ismiya sentence. Can you specify the mubtada and the khabar of this sentence? هذا is the mubtada and the ism قلم is the khabar. قلم is also mudaf and al-mudarrisi is the mudaf ilayh. You see, when the إضافة comes in place of khabar, only the mudaf becomes khabar. That is because mudaf is always ism, and a single ism has the power to become a khabar, which we call KHOBAR MUFROD. Next, Sa'idun is asking, أين حقيبة المدرس? Where is the bag of the teacher? Al-haqibatu is a new word, which means the bag. Notice it is a mu'annath ism. That is why it is ending with the ta marbuta. Aliyun is responding, هي تحت المكتب. Here we've got another new word, تحت, which means under. So we can translate this sentence as, it is under the desk. This is another ismiya sentence. What do you think is the mubtada? ضمير هي, right? Very good. How about the khabar? We may be tempted to say khabar here is the jar majroor تحت المكتب, but we cannot call this combination jar wa majroor or harf jar and ism majroor. That is because the word تحت is not harf like ala or fi. تحت actually falls under the ism category. And the main reason why it is ism is because it can decline and can take different cases. It can be marfu' as in تحت, mansub as in تحت, and majroor as in tahti. Remember that harf does not have a declinable characteristic like ism. Therefore, even though this word may sound similar to harf jar type words, grammarians consider this word to be ism. So we cannot call تحت المكتب jar wa majroor, but instead this new type of combination is called Zarf and مضاف إليه. تحت is Zarf and al-maktabi is مضاف إليه. Just like مضاف إليه of إضافة combination, the مضاف إليه coming as ظرف is a majroor ism. But what is ظرف? This is the first time we are talking about ظرف. Without getting too much into details, let's learn a bit more about ظرف here on the side. First, ظرف, as we just learned, is ism. Second, ظرف indicates a place or time of action in a sentence. For now, we will only concentrate on the ظرف indicating the place. Here are a couple of example sentences. القط تحت السيارة. The cat is under the car. الولد أمام البيت. The boy is in front of the house. Here, تحت and أمام are indicating places. Oftentimes, ظرف indicating a place comes with مضاف إليه, as in تحت السيارة or أمام البيت here. In the first example, تحت is ظرف and السيارة is مضاف إليه. And in the second example, أمام is ظرف and البيت is مضاف إليه. But there may be cases where ظرف can come alone, as in الكتاب هنا. Here, هنا is also Zarf because it's indicating place, but it does not have مضاف إليه. The third fact about Zarf is that it is always mansub. You may already have noticed here that the words tahta and amama both are ending with fatha, which is the typical sign of mansub ism. In marfu' case, these ism are tahtu and amamu. But since they are functioning as zarf in these example sentences, they are coming as mansub. In the last sentence, the ism huna is mabni, so this ism does not change its end for any case. In such a situation, we say that huna is coming in place of mansub ism. And the last but important fact that we should all try to remember is that if zarf comes as khabar of the ismiya sentence, whether it comes with or without mudaf ilayh, grammarians consider zarf to be khabar shibhu jumla or shibhu jumla type khabar. So in the first example, tahta is khabar shibhu jumla. In the second example, amama is khabar shibhu jumla. And in the last sentence, huna is khabar shibhu jumla. This is the new type of shibhu jumla khabar that we are learning about. So khabar shibhu jumla in ismiya sentences can be either jar wa majroor combination or zarf. Getting back to our dialogue, hiya tahta al-maktabi. It is an ismiya sentence, and the mubtada of the sentence, as we said before, is hiya. And again, the ism tahta is coming as zarf, and the majroor ism al-maktabi is the mudaf ilayh. And here we say zarf tahta is the khabar shibhu jumla of this sentence. Now let's try to compare khabar of these three sentences to have a better idea about different types of khabar we saw so far. Al-qalamu ala al-maktabi. هذا كتاب المدرس. الحقيبة تحت المكتب. In the first sentence, القلم is the mubtada, and the harf jar and ism majroor على المكتب is the shibhu jumla type khabar. As we learned before, harf على by itself cannot come as khabar of the sentence. It has to come together with ism majroor. In the second sentence, the dhamir هذا is the mubtada, and kitabul mudarrisi is the إضافة combination, but only the ism kitabu is the khabar. We call it a single word khabar or KHOBAR MUFROD. In the third sentence, al-haqibatu is the mubtada, and the ism mansub tahta is coming as zarf, and al-maktabi is the mudaf ilayh. And here we say zarf tahta is the khabar shibhu jumla. So even though the zarf is a single word, it is treated as shibhu jumla type khabar. The best way to distinguish the khabars of the last two sentences is that KHOBAR MUFROD is always marfu', but the zarf coming as shibhu jumla is mansub. And there are about 10 to 15 ism that commonly come as zarf in Arabic, and if we get to know them, it will be a lot easier for us to distinguish which one is a single word khabar and which one is zarf coming as shibhu jumla type khabar. If you don't yet see the full picture of the zarf functioning as khabar, do not worry. We will see a lot of examples in the next few lessons, and with more practice, you will have a much better understanding of it, inshallah. We are done with the dialogue. Now let's answer the 3 questions in exercise 1 at the bottom of the same page. These questions pertain to the dialogue we just read. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like to try to answer the question on your own first, before hearing my answer. The first question, أين كتاب محمد? Where is the book of Muhammad? The answer should be هو على المكتب هناك. It is on the desk over there. هو على المكتب هناك. هو is the mubtada of the ismiya sentence, and على المكتب is the khabar shibhu jumla or shibhu jumla type khabar. The next question is أين كتاب عمار? Where is Ammar's book? Here kitabu should have been daftaru according to the dialogue, but we'll go with kitabu, no big deal. The answer should be هو على مكتب المدرس. It is on the desk of the teacher. هو is the mubtada of the ismiya sentence, and على مكتبي is the khabar shibhu jumla. المدرس is the mudaf ilayh. And the final question is أين حقيبة المدرس? Where is the bag of the teacher? The answer is هي تحت المكتب. Note that we are using ضمير هي here because حقيبة is the مؤنث اسم. هي is coming as the مبتدا of the ismiya sentence. The ظرف تحت is the شبه جملة type خبر. And the مجرور اسم المكتبي is the مضاف إليه. We are done with this page. Let's finish the video here. In the next lesson, we will continue practicing what we've learned so far in this lesson by going through more exercises, inshallah. Until then, Assalamu alaikum.